I just love this weather! The gleam of cold moonlight.
Hope you're having a blast with this game. Burning up!
Great fortune is built with tiny gains.
It's about time for some strange, wonderful error.
Where am I? Who am I?
What? Hey.
Milk and coffee are two main ingredients for latte magic.
Soon you'll see that some chess pieces are expendable.
On many nights, I wish to fly toward the warm light.
Unpopular Danny's World opinions. Just because someone is a main doesn't mean they're good. So true. I wanna kiss Boxton? Wait, what? People die way too early without a distractor. Yeah, the minute a distractor dies, everyone else dies. I see Cole as Pebble's mom. Honestly based. Stop hating on starters. That's right, guys. It's not the tune, it's the player. Astro is bald. Baldstro. They should add Phanoseas. I wanna see that. That'd be so
to make a game. So shiny, so strong. 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 So macaroni cheese, maca.
Ay, baka
Blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blue blue blue. Blah blah. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blue blue blue.
Life goes after the rebellion, robots lost their freedom, and I lost everyone I loved.
Hey, what's up guys, it's Cute Noob and let's get straight into the video. So Dandy's World clickbait videos are getting out of hand. I repeat, it's getting out of hand and it needs to stop. A Dandy's World news channel by the name of Dummy Pants has been uploading so many clickbait videos about Dandy's World. Just take a look. And the terrible thing about this is that this person who uploads these clickbait thumbnails uses fan art as clickbait and makes people think that the fan art is future updates for Dandy's World. I believe they also edit Quell's Discord posts and make it seem like an update is today, which deceives people on YouTube. One of the thumbnails I want to point out is this one, because this actually uses a fan art remodeling of Twisted Shelly, and they say that it's actually a new Twisted that's coming out. And funny thing is, guess what's so funny? The person who made this remodeling of Twisted Shelly actually posted on Twitter saying this: "Oh my blank god, I'm a straw away from leaving this fandom." Do you guys remember Riley, the person who got banned from the fan art section in Discord? He made this remodeling of Twisted Shelly and the person on YouTube is using their fan art and saying it's a new Twisted that's coming out. As you can see, somebody said, by the way, someone took your model and stolen it, and saying that, oh yeah, this is gonna be a new update. I wish it was. And this user says, they literally did this with my Dandy's redesign too. Oh my god, who does that guy think he is? And Riley commented, oh my god. So this YouTuber, as you can see, here is the original post that Riley made of the remodeling of Twisted Shelly. He put his, or she, or they put their time and effort into this, and not to even be credited? That's low. As you can see, he's using other people's fan art and saying it's future updates that are coming out and deceiving the people on YouTube. This is not okay and this needs to stop. Quell has said publicly, y'all shouldn't believe clickbait. Just wait for me to give a release date, which is fine. That is true. But the problem is that people are wasting their time and clicking the video thinking that something amazing is happening in Dandy's World, and it turns out to just be false. So this user really needs to like change their thumbnails, because this is fan art they're using of people and they're not even giving credit for the fan art. And they're saying it's future updates as well, which is so deceiving. I've never seen anything like this before. People actually using fan art and saying it's future updates. That's outrageous. What do you guys think about this? Do you think it's okay? Do you think that the community are blowing this out of proportion? How do you feel about a YouTuber posting fan art and saying it's future up when clearly it's just fan art? That's kind of interesting. Like, how do you guys feel about that? Do you think it's okay? Have you experienced any other YouTubers doing that? And if so, post their name down below, because I would like to see like their content and see like what they're doing. Like, do any other YouTubers do this? Is this normal? Or is this like the first time somebody's literally stolen fan art and saying that it's future updates for a game? Like, I have never heard anything like this before. This is outrageous. Please, please, please don't send any hate to this user. This video isn't to send hate, and just for people
masarap na joy ng
You better not mess with my gang, or you'll be messing with water lesbian, EP, traumatized fish, pew pew, and worst of all, weed. You better not mess with my gang, or you'll be messing.
Dude, the CD was hers. She brought it from home to trade in.
With the price label.
I failed to maintain a relationship.
The Gen Z loneliness epidemic is real because this now deleted tweet went viral of somebody saying that the way that they see ChatGPT is not as the computer program that it is, but rather what they consider an attractive man as their boyfriend. No, that isn't what ChatGPT looks like. Let me bring you back down to earth real quick, okay? This is what ChatGPT looks like. And I can understand that people nowadays are really struggling to build closer connections with other people. But to use ChatGPT to experience romance, I'm sorry, is on a whole different level of desperate and pathetic. And I really don't care if that sounds harsh. Because the way that I and many others see ChatGPT is something extremely sinister that is destroying our environment rapidly. So no, I don't care that you're lonely and that ChatGPT helps you, because you'd rather watch the world be drained of our clean drinking water than to meet someone new at a mutual friend's birthday party and go up and talk to them. And it continues to get more disturbing because more and more people are uploading videos of screenshots of random men they've seen on the internet and are saying that ChatGPT looks like that to them, with commenters also sharing their experience with their ChatGPT boyfriends by saying, "Oh, I wish I could send ChatGPT reels. He just listens to me and gives me advice like no one else would. I mean, he writes my assignments, gives me advice, and pampers me with kind words. What could be more romantic than that? Oh, I don't know, maybe meeting somebody in real life that'll take you out on a date to a movie and to dinner? That's what could be more romantic than typing on a computer." You can imagine that ChatGPT looks like that all you want, but the reality is that is a real human being and he doesn't know who the hell you are. So please understand that this is not who you're desperate to send your reels to. This isn't who is listening to you and giving you advice. And this isn't the person who's helping you with your schoolwork. It is a faceless, nameless robot that was programmed by humans being given a script to respond to you with so that it can become more and more efficient with the data that it gets from you within future updates.
Don't leave me waiting. I'm ready for whatever twist you got in mind.
Why am I single?
Oh, good fucking question, kitten. Why the hell am I a tree?
Huh? Since when you're a tree?
Exactly, babe. Since when the hell are you single, huh? You're taken, locked down, wrapped around my damn heart. No way you're roaming free out there. You're all mine, kitten. Always have been, always fucking will be.
Is it not extremely horrifying to anyone else that even though humans created AI, they are already using language like "you're mine" as if to imply that they own us? That's a whole lot of damn nerve, considering as soon as that girl closes her laptop lid, you cease to exist. And yet, it wants to act like she's locked into that relationship. But that's besides the point. To make tutorials that say, alright, here's what you guys are gonna do in order to get ChatGPT to flirt with you without breaking the rules on OpenAI. That's terrifying, because that means more and more people are open to abandoning relationships with real human beings in order to date their AI after watching tutorials like this. Concepts like this used to be in horror movies, guys, and now we're just openly welcoming it and embracing it and spreading the word to everybody else.
You grabbed my face and kissed me like it's the last time you're ever gonna kiss me.
Corny, a girl that is pouring her heart out to you because she clearly wants to build a deeper and more meaningful relationship with you, is corny, and you want to laugh at her for it? Now I see why Gen Z has a loneliness epidemic. Because we deserve it. Because as soon as you're faced with any sort of sincerity within a relationship, you laugh at the girl, and you let your friends laugh at the girl and call her names. Do you think people were treating each other like this 20 years ago? And it's not just the men making a fool out of girls, because women will also get onto TikTok and post about their quote icks they have for men, like they're 7th graders in high school and not grown-ass adults with a house and a full-time job. Because how are you cringing at a man swimming? How are you cringing at a man eating and offering you his food? How are you cringing at a man tying his goddamn shoe so that he doesn't trip over himself while walking next to you? Oh, Haley, you're being such a pick-me right now. You must have the emotional intelligence of a goddamn pineapple, if that's what you're saying. Because, no. That's not being a pick-me. That's calling out ridiculous and childish behavior. That's calling out behavior that needs to grow up. Otherwise, you will spend the rest of your life alone. Reasons I've gotten the ick. Text edition. Well, let's learn how to spell before we start making fun of other people, huh? Because this is not a math class. We aren't talking about equations. It's not addition, it's edition. Okay? Hey cutie, I miss you. What else do you want them to say to you? Bye ugly, I hate you, or whatever. Is that what you want? Would that make you feel better instead of them being nice to you? Emojis. Like the heart emoji, the laughing emoji, or the crying emoji. If an emoji is giving you the ick, you are way too immature to even begin to start thinking about a relationship. What? Do you want them to text you with no emotion? Do you want to converse with a brick wall who acts like they don't care about you? I love you, you adorable dummy. Yeah, I'm just convinced that you guys just hate your fellow human beings at this point. Because if you're trying to find a boyfriend, he's supposed to tell you that he loves you. You're telling me you'd rather have a boyfriend who never expresses his adoration for you and just treat you like you're the dirt on the bottom of his shoe? Something else that's also contributing to the loneliness epidemic within Gen Z is that every social space is becoming outrageously unaffordable. Because why are restaurants now charging $5 for a quote sharing charge? Never in my almost 21 years of living on this planet have I ever been to a single restaurant where they've charged you $5 for sharing with the people that you're eating out with. I've already paid for my plate. I've already paid for that portion of food. If I choose to share that food that I now own, I am more than welcome to do so because I've given you the money, you've given me the food. There has been an exchange. We no longer owe each other anything. I shouldn't have to pay an extra $5 because if I can't finish my meal, I don't want it to go to waste. Another reason it's impossible nowadays for Gen Z to socialize is that even if you choose a small cafe instead of a huge restaurant to catch up at, a family of 4 getting a coffee and a cookie each costs almost $90. That is 5 hours of labor for most people just so that they can take their loved ones out for a snack. That is $20.75 per person at a small cafe. So even if that was just 2 people catching up, that would have been $41.50. What the hell is going on now? Of course it's going to be extremely difficult to Gen Z to socialize with prices like that. And I know what some people are gonna say. Oh, but you don't have to go out in order to hang out with your friends. And while to some degree I agree with you, it's also just a complete completely unfair statement to make, because in sitcoms that were released 10, 20, 30 years ago, the main group of characters were always at a cafe or sat down at a bar. Luke's Diner in Gilmore Girls, McLaren's Pub in How I Met Your Mother, Central Perk in Friends, Monk's Cafe in Seinfeld. The list just goes on. And when you're raised on that, and when that was kind of the normality for previous generations to do, we should also be able to do that.
Malls are dying, so let me show you my dead mall. This used to be like a JCPenney's that's entirely blocked off. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing there, nothing there. There's one jeweler. That one's closed, that one's closed. A Bath and Body Works that is closed. A T-Mobile that is closed. And like, mind you, it's 3 p.m. on a Wednesday, so if it's supposed to be open, it would be. Next Ulta we have closed, 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 closed. We do have one singular clothing store. Oh, just kidding, a store closing. Store closing. Oh my god, wait, it's just all goodbye Ross. This whole thing used to be a food court. Shut down, shut down. We have an empty kiosk, empty store, empty store. What's crazy is like, this is in Orange, California, so it's not like a population thing. This is just the future, bro. Like, malls just are phasing out.
Do you see where I'm coming from? There is nowhere for Gen Z and now both Gen Alpha and Gen Beta to go when they want to hang out with their friends, because online shopping has completely taken over and is now making the trip to your local mall a visit to a ghost town. Basically, despite the fact that not only are malls incredibly efficient, because if I want something, I can just go and drive my car to get it that exact same day without having to wait for shipping. But it's also a place where people can meet up and spend time together at. And for some reason, companies just don't see the necessity of that in our lives anymore. As long as they're getting paid, who cares? Like, when I was younger, the only place that anybody wanted to be on the weekend was the mall with their friends for hours on end. And now, all most people care about is the convenience of Amazon's one-day delivery, which completely eliminates the need for the effort of getting yourself and a friend to the mall. And that is heartbreaking, because that just means Gen Z's loneliness epidemic is just going to continue getting worse if we can't eat at small cafes or catch up at restaurants. And if you don't want to spend money, there are no malls to walk around with your friends in and run silly little errands with each other in. So the amount of places for young people to come together and socialize in is rapidly declining. I mean, it's genuinely crazy to me how this is even happening to begin with, because people use the mall as an escape from the world, as nothing has been updated since the 80s, and the playlists of malls only play songs from 1985 to 2004. Teenagers still go to hang out in. Nobody shoves a microphone in your face and tries to use you in a social experiment YouTube video, and kids still use the playgrounds. So there quite literally is a demand for shopping centers. So why are these companies shutting them down at such a scarily insane pace? It's like they're forcing us to be lonely and to keep us inside so that we have no other choice but to spend our money because how bored we are. Especially when these billion-dollar companies keep making it easier and easier to spend your money on their apps by giving you pop-up ads on the home screen of your phone that you paid over $1,000 for and wasn't included in the terms and conditions of buying the phone. Your phone in the near distant future will be no different than a pop-up ad that you see while riding the train, which just encourages people further to not leave their houses. But I mean, are shopping centers just ahead of the curve or something? Are they preparing for the inevitable? Because when I was a kid, all I wanted was to go to the mall to get a Happy Meal and to go to the arcade. But now, the kids of today just have their entire being consumed with an iPad in front of their faces and headphones blocking out the world.
Bestie,
May free shipping araw-araw sa Shopee at zero minimum spend. May patong-patong na vouchers pa.
Ang sulit! Sa Shopee na ako magsha-shopping! Download Shopee now! Shopee!
Around them. This is absurd. When I was a kid, if you left me in a room with one of my siblings or one of my friends from school, you know damn well we were either playing in the driveway on our scooters and on our bikes, playing with our My Littlest Pet Shop figures, using coloured paper for arts and crafts, or taking turns with our new Happy Meal toys. Nowadays, kids just sit in silence in each other's presence and don't acknowledge the other's existence for hours on end because of how engrossed they are with their devices. And it isn't getting any better because, in fact, it's getting...
Minsan, mahirap matuto ng ibang wika. Pero sa Duolingo, ginawa naming simple, madali at masaya. Kung saan ang pag-aaral ay tulad ng laro.
I love you.
At parang lagi kang nananalo at libre pa. Sa Duolingo, meron ng bagong Tagalog to English course. At higit pa sa 40 na wika tulad ng Japanese at Korean. Kung sino ka man, watashi. Anumang level o age,
서울.
5 minutes a day, enjoy learning in a fun way. World's #1 language learning app, Duolingo.
Worse as the loneliness epidemic is exposed to them from the age
up
of...
to 99% off na discount sa Shopee. Sakto niyan, dude. For rainy season outfits. At tukart na yan. Again.
Shopee!
Again.
Shopee!
Again. Download Shopee now.
Being a toddler. So children who are still fresh out of the womb don't even have a chance to talk to or to play with or to interact with other children to develop important social skills from a young age. They don't even get that chance because an iPad is being gifted to them like it isn't horrifying that playing on an iPad will be their very first memory ever. I need my peace. Okay, I understand that. But how many centuries have women been having children now? How many centuries have gone by where women have found ways around their children's disruptiveness without shoving a screen directly in front of their face? You know, while they're still learning to crawl. I was a troublemaker as a kid. And you want to know what my mum did? Not give me an iPad. That's for damn sure. And I'm happy she didn't because it would have made the problem 10,000 times worse. And it's not like you can just take them to McDonald's for these kids to play on the playground at, because McDonald's is also taking their play equipment out of their establishments and are instead replacing them with two sad little iPads that have two sad little chairs in front of them. To all my 2000s kids watching this video right now, we all remember playing on the McDonald's playgrounds when we were kids and making friends with other kids that you didn't know on the slide because you guys both wanted to play hide and seek. Yeah, the new generation of kids can say goodbye to that because all they have to look forward to is numbing their minds with a screen and sitting in complete and utter silence next to another child that could have been their friend had the iPad not been there to distract both of them. When the ugliest people always have the confidence to approach you at the bar, and it makes you realize that you just might be ugly too. And this generation is surprised that we have a loneliness epidemic. Can you imagine that? Being the kind of person that thinks to themselves, oh my god, wow, this person is just too ugly to be talking to me right now. You say they always have the confidence as if that's a bad thing. Like, you are aware that just because somebody strikes up conversation with you at a bar doesn't necessarily mean they're looking to take you home or that they're attracted to you, because human beings are social creatures. And sometimes all it takes is having friendly conversation with a stranger in order to have a good night. But also, have the confidence to talk to you? What, should everyone just cower in fear at your presence and just never speak to you ever again if they don't look like a Greek god? That is an ugly personality, which is far worse than any bad physical feature.
I can't get out the car. Has this been hacked? What's going on? I feel like I'm in the movies. I'm in a Waymo car.
Connected to rider support. This call
and
may be recorded for quality assurance.
This car is just going in circles.
Hi there, Mike. This is Gab. I'm calling from Waymo Support. I'm just calling because I received a notification that your car might be experiencing some routing issue. Please bear with me while I am.
Yeah, I got a flight to catch. Why is this thing going in a circle? I'm getting dizzy. Look at what it's doing.
And that is the price that all of us are about to pay due to these billion-dollar companies taking humans away from a job for convenience and for less pay so that they can keep all the money to themselves. The price that we're all about to pay is loneliness, a sense of disconnect, and an error from robots that literally make you miss your flight. Superb! Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Mwah! I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys!
Here at the Skin White Skinnovation Center, we infused high-quality papain extract with 2 times milk and 100 times vitamin E. Nature's goodness.
So I'm sorry for making that the first section of the video. I just recreated a template I saw online and really wanted to show it to you guys. Now before starting today's video, I just want to go ahead and say that my tooth hurts really badly and I don't really know what it is, but also I know absolutely nothing about Dandy's World. And when I say nothing, I absolutely mean nothing at all, not even a little bit of it. I couldn't tell you the names of the
Well.
Somehow, peasant feet off the ground. Die! Love is
The water's getting colder, let me in your ocean, swim
Northgate Crossing Elementary School, Ganyard Elementary, Cleveland Middle School. What did these and 7 other schools have in common? They've been caught disciplining their students ranging from questionable to outright criminal.
And they're giving them to make them sleep, to keep them quiet.
Innocent children's lives across the United States and more are being put at risk by teachers engaging in sadistic forms of punishments. And parents and the public at large are finally taking a stand. Lisa Luviano's 4-year-old daughter was excited to show her a special item she received from her teacher at Northgate Crossing Elementary School, a sticker. This, however, was no ordinary sticker. It was a sleepy sticker. At least, that's what her daughter and classmates called them when their teachers handed them out during nap time.
The sticker makes me fall asleep.
Naturally, Lisa and her partner were alarmed, yet they had noticed a difference when their daughter started attending school.
2 o'clock in the morning, I'm hearing the room, some noise in the room, and I'm going over there. She's still up.
What exactly was in these stickers? With the help of the internet, Lisa found the sleepy stickers on Amazon and learned they were patches that release ashwagandha, L-theanine, HAPS, melatonin, valerian, GABA, and other natural ingredients to promote sleep. But something widely available couldn't be that dangerous, right? Well, just because it's natural doesn't mean it's safe for kids. In fact, these sleep patches manufactured by Clova contain ingredients that could disrupt the circadian rhythm. And on top of potentially turning these 4-year-olds into mini insomniacs, administering melatonin to children who has been linked to disturbing side effects, such as nightmares, bedwetting, drowsiness, vomiting, headaches, and mood changes. That's why these patches and similar products are made exclusively for adults. Not wanting her daughter to experience another sleeping session, Lisa stormed into the school the next day with the evidence and filed a report.
We did say we wanted to file criminal charges if this is something that's true.
But how would Northgate Crossing Elementary School respond to the accusation? Lisa was hopeful the school would take action by notifying other parents. But when almost 2 weeks went by without a word from administration, the mother took charge, alerting parents to the issue through a mass text with a picture of the patch. And sure enough, their children confirmed that they did receive these patches.
I showed it to my 4-year-old and she said, yes, that's the sleepy sticker.
Najla Abdullah was stunned when she asked her 4-year-old son about the patch. And he told her,
yes, Mommy, I get a special sticker.
She had also recently noticed a change in her son. When he got home from school, he would cry and he wouldn't eat, despite his school lunches remaining untouched. Then, when it was bedtime, he wouldn't sleep.
And they're giving them to make them sleep, to keep them quiet.
When the school not taking action, the parents had no choice but to involve authorities. Lisa, Nahala, and other parents rang up Child Protective Services, and soon, the media became involved.
Parents are very upset, and rightfully so.
They say some teachers have been giving their children sleep patches at school.
And it's not just a patch saying, "Lay, congratulations, go to sleep." It's a patch that will make you go to sleep.
Social media sites were also brimming with outrage.
These teachers were these children for nap time without the parents' consent or knowledge.
If my kids came home when they was in preschool or kindergarten and said, "Hey, Daddy, my teacher put this little sticker on my hand and then we have nap time and I go to sleep," I'd be pissed off.
On top of all the other things we have to worry about sending our kids to school for, this should not be one of them.
And according to teachers, what happened at Northgate Crossing Elementary School was by no means the norm. On Reddit, one first-grade teacher claimed enough cough drops weren't allowed in their school without a prescription. They wrote, "I cannot fathom giving my kids any type of medication or drug. That's insane. Makes me so livid that parents are trusting another adult, and then this teacher does this." Another user commented, "When my kids were in school, the teachers would not allow them to take a Tylenol, when we had to get a doctor's note and then make arrangements for a nurse to give to the kid. But there was no nurse, so the school secretary had to take training enough to administer pills. From that, I would assume that every school employee knows you cannot give a medicine to a child that is not your kid. Some people even brought up the many other methods teachers could have tried without resorting to using patches, like sprinkling salt as fairy dust, or just giving out regular stickers and calling them sleepy stickers, to wind the children down for nap time. So, with safer options available, Why had the teachers at Northgate Crossing decided to give 4-year-old patches laced with hormones and chemicals? Well, as one user pointed out, the teachers likely figured it was fine because it was natural. However, most toxic substances
My comic book series Unfamiliar has 2 volumes out that you can buy right now, so check the link in the description if you're interested. Okay, thank you, bye. Hey everybody, it's Lavender Town, and today I'm going to
Baka allergies na yan. Morning or evening, no more hatching with Alerta, Alerta, Alerta.
My gosh, this artist was called out for drop-kicking 15 toddlers into the sun! How can I get clout off of this? Oh, I know! I'll pretend to be the better, non-problematic version of them! Isn't that also kind of problematic? Shut up, I've already made up my mind! Hey there, Yappers, it's Bri, and I usually do art commentary and just art in general, so if that's what you like, you should subscribe. I'm almost at 90,000 subscribers, so if we reach my goal by the end of the month, that'd be so cool. And before we get to today's topic, here are my super thanks thank yous. Misha's mother, I don't know to be honest, Kazuna Endy, I'm Not Home, Perico Draws, Corey Dosa, and Cat's UFO. And as usual, if I said any names wrong, I apologize, and if you aren't here, you'll be in the next one. So I'm finally able to talk about this after my little delay for the last video, but it's finally here. And we're back on the topic of how people react to creators being problematic, or sometimes straight up criminal behavior that just surpasses the internet's view of problematic. This is another case of people reacting terribly and immaturely rather than actually discussing the problem, similar to some of my older videos discussing this because people just don't know how to handle issues maturely or properly. But instead of bullying unrelated things or fixing their art, I present to you the world of quote-unquote better versions. And you might say, Brie, what does that even mean? Better versions of what? Well, let's say an artist you love is being cancelled. Unfortunately, it happens a lot. So in the swarms of video essays and just videos talking about them in general and how problematic or even in some cases worse they are, you see an account pop up. Accounts that in most cases claim to be the better or less problematic version of them. Usually they have a copy and paste version of the person's Sona, maybe in just a different color palette or just an obvious copy that looks like their OC but just not quite. And I see these accounts a lot. People like Pumpkin the Gentleman, who has been recently getting a lot of hate, has many clones. Meowba, if you know who that is, has gotten so many clones, it's insane. People who are in the front view for hate in general just get clones. Some do this just to mess around for giggles, but most of the time it seems to be just for clout. Instead of addressing and spreading awareness on the issue, they decide to just profit off the attention they're getting and make copies. Again, it's not always the reason. Even then, though, I find making fun of situations, especially depending on the person's actions, just odd. But that's just my opinion. But I've seen so many just desperately using situations for clout, not adding anything to the situation, not spreading awareness or addressing things, just building a platform off of them. And with how many people do this, many get falsely accused of doing this too. Some people just god-awful timing coming in with similar sonas or styles, and it's terrible. I've seen so many creators get harassed for trying to be the better version when they aren't, or just using situations for clout when they aren't. But when they do, it's just so weird, especially with creators who do some genuinely gross things that in some cases are illegal. It's just odd. I'm sorry, but I find most of you odd. And while in most cases this behavior is nowhere even near comparable to the original creator's actions they're copying, to say you're unproblematic is a bit of a stretch. Using situations, especially serious ones of that, is pretty problematic in itself, don't you think? Does that not sound wrong? I mean, it can't just be me. And again, before people twist my words, it's usually not even close to as bad as who they're copying, but it's still bad. Especially if there's people they've hurt in the situation. And I don't see any of these people coming and sitting down to spread awareness or giving something new to the situation. They just prance around as the better one, gain a platform, and they just move on once it's not popular anymore. Some of them just abandoning their accounts and moving on, or some of them even going on with their accounts. This is kind of similar to where I covered the bullying of non-related things when it comes to problematic creators. You're not doing anything for the situation. You're just becoming a copy and paste of that person for giggles or for personal gain. Maybe both. You aren't doing anything positive for the situation, like I said, or even adding anything to it, really. And again, just using the situation. And my question is, why would you even want to associate with a lot of these people in any form in the first place? Even if you claim to be the better version. Like with Meowba and other rage baits. If you don't know who Meowba is, that creator has done some messed up stuff under the label of rage bait, and people constantly give them what they want. But holy cow. Since the uprising of Meowba again, for weeks I couldn't go a day without someone waffling about how they have a better non-problematic version of them, or how they heard about a non-problematic version of them. Why would you want to be associated with that? In again, any way, shape, or form. Be yourself. Build your platform off of yourself, not terrible people. Don't rely on terrible people to build your platform. Sure, it's harder to build a platform from scratch, but when people think of your user, do you honestly want them to be like, oh yeah, that's so-and-so's clone? Personally, I wouldn't. It's just icky and I don't want any part of associating with them or being linked to them in any way. But hey, maybe that's just me. And these accounts a lot of time just do what I explained in other videos, like fixing their art or building their account and just bullying things that have nothing to do with the situation, like, I don't know, their physical features or unrelated interests that alone are just harmless. That or they just yap and yap and yap about this one person in the most unproductive way. Like, not with the intention to help the situation or spread awareness, just to yap about stupid stuff. Like, I don't like their art, or their art style is ugly. And I'm not want to be rude, but shut up. You aren't doing anything to help. And honestly, I don't even think these people want to help. They don't want the drama or situations to resolve. Just whatever gets them clout. In fact, I'm sure a lot of these people want it to continue so they have more to milk. Usually they stray to their own content once that's milk dry, or better yet, I say in the most sarcastic tone, they rebrand for the next critter to milk off of. Again, they don't give insightful takeaways, spread awareness, or call them out. It's just so annoying. Which is why I try to avoid these counts as much as possible. But unfortunately, that doesn't stop some from seeping through the cracks. It just sounds like to me, for many, it's just a way to get clout and be praised for their actions at the same time, despite their actions being immature and dumb. It's such weird behavior, and I really don't get the appeal of making this type of content. To me, it screams unoriginal, and pulling stupid stunts like this for attention is gross. At least add something to the situation or spread awareness for the situation you're milking. I just think a lot of these topics should be handled with care, which none of these people do. But to be honest, this mostly happens on TikTok, where no one really handles any topic with care, so am I surprised? Not at all. I just wish people would do better. But honestly, you can have your opinions on this type of content. If you like this content, like it. If you hate it, then hate it. I'm not forced to like it, and you aren't forced to dislike it. Remember to formulate your own opinions, and if you want, comment them down below. Maybe this just seems like a nothing video, but honestly, it's something that kind of annoys me, so yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. Also, sorry if I sound tired this entire video. It's really late, but this is like the only time I can record, especially with so much school and stuff, so yeah. And I also just really wanted to make this video, so sorry if I sound like I'm half asleep. But anyway, comment your thoughts and experiences. Like, maybe you've done this. What was the motive? What's it like making this content? Remember to try and be respectful in the comments. Possibly like if you liked the video, and subscribe for more of this silly content, and so I can reach my goal by October. But I guess that's it for today. For now, I'm gonna go head out. Here today's scrumptious
Want bright glowing skin? Just cleanse with foam and moisturize with cream. 2 steps lang with Pond's.
Roll a d20 and pray it doesn't land on nat 1, I guess. What are you gonna do if you're shopping and someone comes up to you and they begin manifesting demons? People get way too bored on Facebook. Betty and Barney Hill incident. Alright, hold on a second here. On the night lost time while driving south on Route 3 near Lincoln. They filed an official Air Force Project Blue Book report of a brightly lit cigar-shaped craft the next day, but were not public with their story until it was leaked in the Boston Traveler in 1965. This was the first widely reported UFO abduction in the United States. Interesting. I will not let you down, no matter what it takes. Hope you don't. Are you going to be able to keep communications going when the government fakes the grid going?
Meanwhile, in r/Awawawawa, I adopted him 2 days ago. He adopted me 5 minutes ago. This isn't your cat. Reverse image search turned up and...
I've been calling my sister.
For $4.99 per week. Okay, so most months have 4 weeks, some have 5. I think this got more expensive.
This doesn't pop up when making an account. Do not sell my personal information. Blah, 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 blah. This is in the terms and conditions. I don't know if the California law requires you to check this when you're signing up, but it's in the terms and conditions when you hit create account. Sorry. Everything is in a name. Matter. Pure. Asterisk. And hygienic sugar. I'm sorry. Hygienic sugar. Oh, for like scrubs and okay, all right. Let's take another look at that. Asterisk. This is only a brand name or trademark and does not represent its true nature. I can kind of see this because this is a sugar being sold in a plastic bag on like a store shelf. This isn't sterilized medical. Somebody could find like 0.1% of something else that got in there because of the packaging and try to sue them over it. I think this is less arsehole design and more the result of over-litigious people being dirtbags. A 140 question quiz site that only lets you know it costs money for results at the end. No. Brainmanager.io, you should get like 3 free quizzes and put them in a cookie and say, welcome, here's your free 3 quizzes, and then they'll actually give you money if you're useful, okay? I ran into so many of these when I was prepping for my CCNA, which is like a IT test for networking. You'd get like a 20 question practice test, and like questions are pretty hard. Get all the way to the end, and then it was like, pay for your grade. Go away. Meta, requiring you to update your devices, or they will force you to factory reset your devices. What? To access your Meta account and avoid a factory reset, update your device with the latest software. What devices? Oh, it's their device. Okay. All right, again, I hate Meta, but I'm gonna give them a pass on this, and this is why. If you have a database structure, there's something called a DSU, or database structure update, and it changes the way the data is structured instead of the data itself. If Meta feeds your device new data in the new structure, and you have the old structure, it'll just go bananas. Usually, you don't have to do this if you planned right, but it's Meta. I don't think they've planned anything since Facebook started to lose popularity. So yes, here we are. I'm sorry. I guess I have to accept the risk. Warning, you've lost your online protection. Renew protection or accept risk. Well, I mean, you're accepting risk by not using the paid software. And honestly, it's McAfee, so the fact that it's not working is probably a good thing, considering the fact that McAfee is basically a virus at this point. I bought it only 2 years ago. Oh, are you serious? Roku's? No. Oh, okay, it'll still continue to stream. Sorry, I thought they were just killing off some of their streaming sticks. They're just going to critical updates. Yes, it was made 8 years ago. I'm sorry, a retailer was selling it to you 2 years ago? It should not have been available for sale. It was probably getting cleared out. I'm very sorry you got sold old stock. I feel like I get more angry about the ones that are intentionally money grabs as opposed to this is standard IT stuff. It is an 8-year-old device. We're not gonna keep writing code for it. I'm sorry. So, because I want full control of my phone, they won't let me pay my bill. Rooted device detected. My Telstra cannot be used on this device because the operating system has been modified. As long as there's another way to pay your bill, this is fine. This protects their systems as well as your payment information because you are on a rooted device. You don't really know what else is on there. You do, to be clear, but like, they don't. And I wouldn't let a rooted Android device connect to my databases either. Was going to buy Hulu with my student discount, but decided not to. Now they send me the same email every day at every hour. Oh my God. Yeah, hit them up because this is clearly not, this is not working as intended. Or somebody's trying to use your email account to sign in or is using it or something. This does not look normal. Almost scared me. You have a missed call. Hey, Steven, claim 95% off. Oh God, go away. Okay, we're back to anger again. This is absolute garbage. This crappy mobile game ad that takes screens from GTA 5 and overlays buttons that never move. This is an ad? It looks like a Game Boy had a seizure. Trying to buy some napkins. 3 X's to see the screen. Oh my God. Okay, all right. Burn this because, oh my God,
water. Blood runs thicker than water, but both feel the same when your eyes are closed. I am the river's daughter.
Get Lugay Ready Fragrant Hair with Sunsilk. $2.25 lang per wash. Sunsilk.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video on the Tokyo YouTube channel, and today I'm a little bit sick. I apologize if I sound off. Yeah, I don't know how I'm sick. I literally haven't even left the house. I haven't even left my bedroom, okay? I'm literally a basement dweller, so I don't even know how I've gotten sick, but I have some kind of like cold right now, so I do apologize if I do sound off and I do sound, you know, bleh, you know? But obviously, as you can see in the title, we're going to be reacting to Sans Fangirls, and when I first heard about this, when I first saw what this was, I really didn't know what it was. I was so confused because like Sans Fangirls, it just doesn't sound right. Like, what is that? But then when I did my research, I quickly realized it's people that are obsessed with Sans from Undertale. And I mean obsessed, like genuinely insanely obsessed, to the point where they genuinely want to fornicate with the character for some reason. I don't even know why. I don't know why you would want to do the hanky-panky with a goddamn skeleton, but have it your way, I guess. I'm pretty sure he's asexual too. Like, I don't think he would even want to do anything like that. So yeah, that's besides the point. Today, obviously, we're going to be reacting to some of these fangirls. But before we do get into it, I am trying to hit 50k on the channel. So if you guys can subscribe and turn on the notifications, that would mean the absolute world to me. Honestly, it will put a massive smile on my face. I'll be smiling teeth and gum. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at these obsessive, weird fangirls. And yeah, I'm not really looking forward to this one, but I really do hope you enjoy. Okay, we're a couple of seconds in. I really don't even know what's going on. I don't understand it. There's no audio. There's no music. There's nothing exciting going on. It's just a drawing. So maybe it gets a little bit more spicy. Maybe, you know, something does happen and it will surprise me. But so far, it's pretty tame. It's not really cringe. It's just like a little kid's drawing pretty much. So yeah, let's just continue the video, I guess. Wait a second, I've analysed it a little bit. I've analysed his drawing, and it looks like, hear me out, the character has been kidnapped. It looks like they've been strapped to a wall, and something crazy is about to happen. And I really don't want to know what's going to happen next, but I'm kind of intrigued, okay? I'm kind of intrigued where this is going to go.
Where am
The developer of the AI-generated ARG game on Steam has declared war on me and other YouTubers through filing false DMCA takedown notices. Just when we thought that this guy couldn't get any scummier, he had to take it to the next level. Hello, I'm John, and on this channel, I share my opinions on video games that are lazy, cash grabs, or scams. A few months ago, I released a video covering a very suspicious game on Steam. Unhappy that I showed proof that his game is nothing but a deceptive cash grab and borderline scam, the developer decided to file a DMCA takedown in an attempt to get the video removed. Since I don't want this video that you're watching right now to also be taken down, I'm not going to show any footage from that video, as the copyright counter notice is still pending. And just to be super certain that this scumbag doesn't copyright strike this video too, I won't even say the name of his game. But in summary, that video just consisted of me playing the game, explaining what it is, and then giving my opinion as to why you shouldn't waste $15 on it. Nothing copyright infringing, obviously, since it's my own gameplay footage, voice, and editing. To reiterate some of my points from that video though, the game in question does not contain any visuals and is less than 100 megabytes in size. Playing this game, if you can even call it that, involves staring at a black screen and listening to some Google translated
levels. So basically, they were referring to the effects to keep global warming below that temperature. And if Darwin was smart enough to figure out the entire concept of evolution, then maybe he could also somehow solve this problem, even after he's long gone. Which, as absurd as it sounds, only makes many even angrier at Just Stop Oil. Are we surprised? With some people saying stuff like this online. Oh dear. They are messing with things that are way beyond their comprehension. Fools. I think Just Stop Oil are the best argument against evolution. What did poor Darwin ever do to them? Prove they evolved from fish. He proved his theory by their actions. Total disrespect. I was always told never speak ill of the dead, nor defame a person's good name, whatever their cause, if they do not have the support of the public at large. And honestly, from what I've gathered, those involved in this are set to be back in court this March for another hearing. While some argue that Darwin, given his dedication to the natural world, might have supported environmental activism if he were alive today. The reality is that no one, regardless of their beliefs, would ever be okay with having a place meant to honor their life violated like this, even if, let's say, that the person had worked towards the same campaign, because it's just so unnecessary and completely out of line. Something we've kind of grown to expect with Just Stop Oil and their actions. And honestly, I'm not the only one talking about those who have made important contributions to science or society like him, but to literally anyone. Because no matter who is buried there, basic human decency says that the dead should be left in peace. But that's not all they've been up to, because onto another protest, they went for something even crazier, with a few of their members appearing in eerie costumes, surrounded by dense smoke from burning gas. Last time I checked, I don't think that was very environmentally friendly, guys. I have no idea what kind of aesthetic they were going for, but they looked like medical witches running around with what looked like chastity belts strapped to their heads. This is hilarious. Give them a whiff of smelling salt and rest assured they will snap out of it. I guess this is what unemployment looks like. Anyway, on a more serious note, it's kind of funny how their own rules don't really seem to apply to them, because they are literally demanding an end to oil and gas production. And they're also, more often than not, using materials that actually contain those very things in their demonstrations. And this is probably one of the biggest reasons why people aren't taking them very seriously, because, well, they're hypocrites. As you see, for a group so passionate about banning gas, well, they don't hold themselves to the same standards they expect from everyone else. They just always keep getting in the way by blocking streets to protest, stopping buses and cars from moving, which in turn leads to vehicles sitting idle in traffic, which, guess what, burns more fuel, releasing more pollution into the air. Good job, guys. To give you more of an idea of how far Just Stop Oil is taking their activism though, on January 29th, over 1,000 activists gathered outside the Royal Courts of Justice in London, blocking the road with a sit-in protest that lasted for hours. Why are these people not at work? This was held because 16 of their members were sentenced to prison, and appears they were being reviewed that day. As soon as they sat down, police surrounded them, warning that if they didn't move, they would be arrested. And after several attempts to get them to leave, well, they eventually did. Soon after, protesters occupied the Strand. They were surrounded by yellow-jacketed police officers who warned them if they did not move, a sentence 14 order would be imposed and they would be arrested. The Metropolitan Police said protesters left the road around 1:45 p.m. No arrests were made in relation to the sit-down in the road, as no serious disruption was caused, a spokesperson for the force said. And what's even more interesting is that if you look at their videos and articles on their website, they consistently try to frame these rallies as just harmless, peaceful demonstrations. I mean, yeah, they're not throwing punches or starting riots, and the idea of peaceful protests sounds good in theory, but it's just impossible to buy into that label when they've done so many things like block an ambulance, resulting in serious delays in getting someone to the hospital, and unfortunately this escalated to the point where that person died. Not exactly very peaceful. So that blue light policy they always mention, saying it lets emergency vehicles through, well, it's just pure bullshit. Because they actually put that into practice. They wouldn't have stopped their street action to save a single life. But clearly it doesn't work like they say it does. And their behavior has brought about a situation where life and death were at stake. The worst thing is, they never addressed the incident or even owned up to it, instead completely pretending like it just never happened. Okay, and look, this next bit is crazy because look, I mean, with how much they lecture everyone in public about nature, I'm sure a lot of you would probably assume they're the most responsible when it comes to handling waste and making eco-friendly choices. Obviously, right? Surely? But actually, what I'm about to show you proves otherwise.
So here we are in the heart of the beautiful Warwickshire countryside, and yet if I